Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kayleigh. Welcome if you're new. If you're coming back, hi. I appreciate you. So I am here today recording the new moon videos. Of course, this new moon is actually a solar eclipse, so this video will be a little bit different. I'll be using a different spread. I'll be actually using what's called the Destiny spread. It's quite fun. It's 15 cards. And before I get into the actual readings, I want to talk just a little bit about this eclipse. Now, I am pretty new to studying astrology, so I will do my best to explain what I do know, and kind of go from there. Okay, so all right. So first of all, one of the first things that will be different about these videos is that I will not be talking about what area of life you should be starting something new, because eclipses, it's not just a regular new and full moon. The energy is extremely hard to predict. Eclipses, lunar and solar, bring fated events into your life that have to happen. Often, okay, I'm not going to say often, but sometimes they're crises that are meant to realign you to where you're supposed to be going. So what actually happens on an eclipse is, so the north and south node are points. They're fictional points. They don't actually exist. They're not planets, but they're points that show you what you need to work to let go of, what talents and stuff you're bringing already to the table, but that aren't really serving you so well, and what you need to strive to go towards. So the thing about eclipses is it really, really emphasizes this. So a lunar eclipse is a full moon, right? So when the sun is on the north node and the moon is on the south node. Well, this particular one anyway. So that's how this one happened, right? This last one that just happened. Sun is in Gemini, moon is in Sagittarius. So we were letting go, south node and Sagittarius, of beliefs, belief structures, long distance travel, feeling like we already know things, and we were learning to grow more into Gemini, which is learning new things, using our hands, being open to new information. So that's kind of the general theme of this particular eclipse cycle. So that was the full moon, right? Now we're at the new moon. Moon has come back around. Moon and sun are joining on the eclipse, on the north node, with Mercury, which is now in retrograde. So Mercury's like backing up the bus to join the sun, the moon, and the north node. Okay, so this new moon solar eclipse, what is happening now is there's a theme that's already come up for you that you are probably already aware of, that relates to the Sagittarius and Gemini themes in your life. And now the eclipse will be bringing in some fated events or messages, Mercury, that are showing you which way you need to go. Does that make sense? 4 for 4. Nice. So how this shows up for each ascendant and moon sign is going to be a little bit different, because each zodiac sign represents a different area of your life, right? So depending on what time you were born, that's going to change things. If you don't know what time you were born, then I suggest listening to your moon sign, and then your sun sign, because the moon sign is more individual. It's more personal than the sun. The sun represents what spirit wants you to become in this life, what you are working to become. But the moon represents your mind and your emotional makeup. And because the moon is the fastest thing that moves in our sky, it's more personal and individual. So if you don't know what time you're born, you don't know what ascendant you are, look for your moon sign and then your sun sign. General themes before I get into each sign and do the tarot readings is basically we're learning to let go of old beliefs, old belief structures, organized religion, how we travel across the globe. That obviously has changed dramatically. And we're faith in the established learning systems like higher education, like university and stuff. What we're going more towards is looking for being involved in our local neighborhood. That's Gemini. Getting more connected with our siblings and our neighbors. Being more open to new ideas and information and searching for the truth. It's less about already knowing, like I already know the truth and you can't tell me any different, and more about, oh, that is a new perspective. I'm interested in learning about that. So yeah, Gemini is also like using your hands and learning to speak. It's initiatory instructions. So it's the initial instructions when you're learning something new. So astrology courses, for example, or learning how to read tarot, or learning a new language, or learning how to cook for the first time. Like at the beginning of lockdown, everybody went on a huge sourdough craze, right? Okay. Taurus. So this eclipse for you, Taurus, is happening in your second house. This is the house of money, value, food, what you put in your mouth, the physical things that you need to support your body. As I said in the intro, you're letting go of whatever Sagittarius is for you. So for you, Taurus, Sagittarius is the 8th house. 8th house rules joint assets, money from government, taxes, the occult, secrets, hidden desires, intimacy. It's two people bonding sexually, and joining their energetic forces together. So for you, Taurus, you're letting go of relying on somebody else's stuff, money from government, joint assets, investments, and relying more on how you provide value for yourself. This is for you, a Taurus themed kind of eclipse, because it's in your second house. That's kind of cool, actually, how that happens. Oh, Taurus. Oh yes, something I didn't mention in the intro that I will say now is that there is a supportive trine from the eclipse to Saturn, and a square from the eclipse to Neptune. The square from the eclipse, hey, it's a star, there's Aquarius. Thanks for showing up. The square from eclipse, from Neptune to the eclipse, means that There's definitely even more of a rollout of propaganda and illusions and deception, especially from media, but all mainstream media, but also within different truth communities. So it's really important to stay on your toes. However, the energy of this eclipse, especially with Mercury retrograde coming and joining with the eclipse, and the supportive trine from Saturn. Saturn brings integrity, Saturn brings truth, Saturn brings the ability to like smash through that delusion. So this is important. So pay attention to what your inner knowing says, right? Double check, research everything. Any claim you see, research it before reposting anything and everything. Hey, Libra. So, this is really important. Within a few hours of the eclipse, just because of how Mercury is moving, you may very well get some message. Hey, the Fool, wow, lots of major arcana showing up. You may very well get some message, some whisper, some intuitive imprint from universe, from a song, from music, from a video, that has to do with something that you need to acknowledge, as far as like the theme of this eclipse goes. It's like Mercury has already passed over the node and the sun. It's already like talked to the king, it's talked to the head of the dragon, Rahu, the north node, and it's coming back now to like whisper something into the ear of the king again. Okay, so this can translate to you picking up something really profound, something very profound. So pay attention for that. Okay, Taurus. Destiny spread. So I'm starting with the first 3 cards and what's under the deck, and then I'll pull out the rest and we'll get into it, okay? It's 15 cards total plus what's on the bottom. So the first thing on the bottom is the Emperor. Hell yeah. The Emperor is that divine masculine energies. The King of Kings is a sign of Aries. He knows what he wants. He knows who he is. He knows how to obtain what he wants. He goes for it. The Emperor, I have had wasps in my house, and I've woken up a couple of times with a wasp in my room. Interesting. And I just put together like yesterday that there's a wasp on this particular card. What does a wasp symbolize? Wasp symbolizes slightly different stuff from a bee. They are hard workers, but it's different. It depends on how the wasp shows up. But all in all, what I feel is important for this particular reading for you, Taurus. My sun is a Taurus, by the way, so it's important to understand who you are. Not necessarily 100%. You don't need to have 100% conviction in what you believe, but know who you are. And hey, this actually fits into the theme of relying more on yourself and less on joint assets. So that's actually kind of cool. What up, Emperor? Okay, so the 3 cards you got to start. This is the main theme of the reading. We have the Queen of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the 2 of Swords reversed. The Queen of Wands, definitely a self-reliant energy. Also an Aries theme. It's 2 deacons, Aries, last deacon of Pisces. The Queen of Wands is filled with a spiritual passion. She's a leader in the community. She very much embodies the masculine archetype of the Emperor. She goes for what she wants. She knows what she wants. She plans and obtains it. It's a very, I feel, very sexual energy. It's a very Aries. It's a very sexual energy. It's a very she's fast moving. She's filled with divine inspiration, and it comes from an inner source, right? The Four of Wands is about celebration, is about stability, stability in the home, stability in relationship. It's a card of Venus, Venus and Aries. Actually, the Four of Wands to me really is very much Queen of Wands energy in general. I love it. Woo! It's hot. It's hot. Two of Swords reversed. This is either, could be a couple of things, but this is the Moon in Libra, first decan Libra. It could be that you're really, it could be that up until now you were struggling with some decision, deciding on which path to take, and now you may have made that decision, or you could be trying to get outside information to make that decision. Okay, let's see what the rest of the cards say. So first path, second path, psychological, environmental factors, karma, destiny. With the Emperor underlying. I love it. Okay, first path. Alrighty then. You have a couple of the same cards as Aries. Interesting that the Emperor is what came out. Alright. Taurus. First card in the middle, we have the Moon reversed, surrounded by the Ace of Pentacles and the Princess of Swords. So the Moon reversed, Ace of Pentacles, Princess of Swords. Okay. Taurus. This to me says that there are fears, something that you're picking up psychically, maybe even psychic attack, but something that you could be ignoring or is just below the surface. It's not quite coming up. Alternatively, you could be feeling cut off from your psychic awareness, from your inner self. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is a new beginning. This is a new offer. New job, new source of income, new house, something tangible. At the very least, the spark of the idea. It could be new business relationship even. And then the Princess of Swords upright though, so that's good. Clear communication, successful communication, firm in your boundaries, standing up for justice, for what's right. It could be you, it could be somebody in your surroundings. The Moon reverse could also be like feeling incredibly emotional at this time. Hmm. Hmm. It could also be just dark Pisces energy rather than healthy Pisces energy. It could be dark Pisces energy. So that's why I said like fears and you could be extremely isolated. I sometimes I feel like reverse cards are asking you to strengthen the positive aspects of the card, or let go of the negative aspects of the card. So you could, on this particular path, so far anyway, you could be being asked to step more into connecting with your higher self, your inner oracle. And if you do, being rewarded financially with a new source of income or something along those lines. But also, this to me says that if someone is invading your space psychically, that you need to develop better boundaries, psychic protection. Maybe do some more meditation with visualization of shielding, whatever the case may be. Just being more protective of your space. Okay. Second path or elaboration, we have strength or fortitude, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Cups reversed. Interesting. So fortitude or strength or lust, this is the card for Leo. This is Inanna and the lion. This is being filled with a lust for life, the joy of living. It is highly complimentary to the Emperor, by the way. Wow, I've got chills. It's being creative. It's enjoying being in your body. It's seeking pleasure. It's not conquering the lion by chaining it, right? The lion being our lust, our vital energies, our sexual energies, our anger, our passions. She's gently touching his head. She's become friends with the lion, all right? And on either side is the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups reversed. So that's kind of cool, actually. Nine of Cups being fulfillment, love, creative and emotional fulfillment, right? It's material happiness. It's Jupiter in Pisces, which we are experiencing that transit right now, actually. That's kind of cool. And the Ten of Cups reversed. Reverse is definitely not a bad thing for this card. The Ten of Cups is also emotional and pleasure fulfillment, but it can also be escapism. So reversed, I feel like that's actually using your boundaries and your intellect, your wit, and being decisive and ending some toxic cycle. And because you end that toxic cycle, you actually feel more fulfilled and are actually able to create some positive thing, not necessarily thing, but a more positive path for your life forward. So I feel like this is an elaboration on this. That's pretty cool how that happens. Psychological factors, environmental factors. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. What? Holy fuck, Taurus. So, 3 aces in one reading. 15 cards out of 72 is 4 aces in total. That's 3 aces. What the fuck? This is a powerful eclipse, Taurus. This is a very powerful eclipse. Alright. 8 of Pentacles. In the center, This is, you're working very hard right now. You have been paying very close attention to perfecting something in your environment, in yourself, with your health, with your body, with your daily work life, your habits, your routines. You're putting in the very serious effort, and you will be rewarded for it. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, that's really intense. That's really intense. This could be extreme fiery passions. Definitely correlates with the strength, fortitude up here. And emotional and creative fulfillment. So 3 aces. This ace and this ace are in the same like kind of position. So there's a few ways to read these cards, right? They can be separate sets of 3 and they all tell a story together, but they also connect like this card, this card, and this card, this card, this card, this card, this card, this card, right? This card, this card, this card, this card, right? So like the first cards, the middle cards, the third cards. Anyway. There's some really intense new beginnings coming for you. It's not a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing. You have been filling your own cup. You have been feeling a lot of passion. You know, this could actually be like witty communication with somebody, or passionate communication with somebody that they could be a little bit of a distance away, something along those lines. But there is also at the same time this okay, so the 10 of Cups being reversed here, I feel like it will be upright, and not in like the toxic way, but in the positive way, as soon as you resolve whatever this psychic malady is. So you've been paying very close attention to your physical life, your daily habits, like I was saying, but it's also important to pay attention to your spiritual and psychic hygiene too. And once you do start paying attention to that, then it feels like this will be an even more fulfilled emotional state. That's pretty cool. Last 3 cards. Karma, Destiny. What do we got, Taurus? We have the 5 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the Hierophant. You showed up to your own reading. Badass. You badass. Okay. 5 of Swords. Lord of Defeat. Okay. And the 9 of Swords. This could be something that's keeping you up at night, that's making you kind of anxious, racing thoughts. Wow, 9-9 in the same position too. That's pretty cool. It's not necessarily like something that's extremely bad. It could just be like you're way too much in your head, and you need to cool it a little bit. And actually, if you harbor any fear about relationships, about emotional connections, if you are the type of person where everything is calm and nice and it feels like, oh my god, when is the other shoe gonna drop, then that could be your 9 of Swords right there. The Five of Swords being here, I feel like this is, you know what, if you are being fucked with psychically in any way, this is you, as the Peace Dealer says, clapping back. I love the Peace Dealer, by the way. He's easily one of my favorite astrologers of all time. Peace Dealer, Astrolata, those are my two favorites. And Ernst Wilhelm. Shout out. Okay, so yeah. So if you're being psychically fucked with, in any way, could be thought forms that you've created yourself. It could be entities. It could be other people. It could be other forces. This is you saying, enough of that, fuck you, suck my dick. And the Hierophant showing up. This is amazing, especially for your own reading, Taurus. This is definitely creating your own structured traditions. It is receiving those downloads from the universe and acting them out, doing the things that you're being told to do, more or less. The Hierophant doesn't teach by preaching, he teaches by doing, by acting. This also shows me something that I said about the Two of Swords reverse will be resolved in the future. The Two of Swords reverse could be relying on other people to help you make decisions, and the Hierophant does not do that. The Hierophant makes their own damn decision based on how they are feeling inside, and you're being supported by the energy of the Emperor. So this is like stepping into your own masculine power, but there's also a heavy dose of feminine power as well. It's like, Taurus, you're stepping into, especially with this eclipse, something is coming for you. So something wicked this way comes. Just kidding. That's a title of a song. There's incredible new beginnings all around you. All you have to do is accept them and let go of some fears and ensure that you have proper boundaries in place, and try not to be quite so afraid of good things that are coming, because the more you sit there and pick things apart, the more you're likely to sabotage stuff. And I love that the Queen of Wands is with the Five of Swords, because it's like she knows how powerful she is, and is not afraid of putting down the fucking law. And it might cause a bit of anxiety, but you know your worth. You know your worth. You know your worth. You know that you're worth it. And that is fucking awesome. There you go, Taurus. What a powerful, amazing reading. Thank you. Yeah. If you're interested in a personal reading, by the way, you can either email me or order one through my Etsy store down below, and I would be happy to read for you and help you out with whatever specific area of life is coming up for you. Thanks, Taurus.